Hello, hi! Welcome to my brand new channel. This video, as you can see by the title, will be a review of my 3D animation CGI portfolio for Dawson College. My name's Ambre, the French version of Amber, or, well, the French version of Amber, or the French version of whatever my name is in your language. The point is, I got into Dawson, this is my second semester, and I really wanted to do a portfolio review. I just remember how stressed I was at the time and how little information I could find online as a reference. So hopefully my portfolio will be able to help an artist out somewhere. Hopefully I can help you. And I quickly want to mention that I'll be doing a part 2. So stay tuned for the demo reel video and let's jump right in. Oh, okay, there's no chair there. Hi. I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. This is weird. Also, I need to sneeze. I don't like it. Oh, okay, my nose tickles. I'm gonna start this again. What's up? Oh. I really want to get this video out a month before the applications are due, so March 1st. So I haven't figured out an intro for this. I'm sorry I haven't animated anything yet for it, and I will for the next videos. Probably not the demo reel because I want to get that out ASAP as well, so you guys get to at least have a reference for applying, because that's really important to me. That's the whole point of doing this whole thing. So I'm so sorry I don't have an intro, and I will make one soon. That's about it. That's my intro. Woo! I started my portfolio last year around January 20th, and the deadline was March 1st, so that was not a lot of time. I was working 30 to 35 hours a week. I was going to university, and I was doing 4 portfolios ranging from illustration, graphic design, animation. I was just, yeah, it was a mess. There's only 1 month left, so I'm hoping you already have started your portfolio and you're about almost done. If you're not, you'll make it, but you won't sleep much and you'll be stressed, and that's not a good thing. I was planning on starting my portfolio in November, so a few months before the deadline, like a normal human being. But sadly, I had a personal crisis that lasted until the end of January. So I was just a bit distraught, and it just took me time to just get it done. The 3D animation portfolio is also the last one I did because it was the shortest. There's also the tiny issue of the pandemic starting out. So it did affect our applications. They took the flipbook out. There was no test in person or interviews, and everything had to be submitted online. All this to say that this portfolio is not the best. It wasn't my best portfolio. I'm gonna show it to you anyways because it still got accepted. I don't think necessarily it's because of the portfolio. I mean, it did its job, but I think it was more because of my demo reel, because I cared about that more. So yeah, let's get to the portfolio. This is my first portfolio piece. It was my presentation page because originally those were supposed to be handed in person, and this was my actual first real digital painting. I bought a tiny X-Pen tablet back in 2018 to try out digital art, and I just got so terrified of it. I just got so scared that I barely used it for the first year. But for this portfolio, I thought it was important to showcase some digital art, so I tried again, and that was the result. The next few pages are mandatory drawings. The requirements are exactly the same this year as they were last year, so this should give you an idea of what to do or what not to do if you don't like it. The left drawings are pretty self-explanatory. You can really stay focused on my presentation and having everything really neat, and I think it's extremely important that you have a nice presentation, because you could do the most gorgeous drawings in the world, but if you present them like a hot mess, nobody's going to want to look at them, and more importantly, nobody's going to enjoy looking at them. Another thing to mention is that Dawson College is in Montreal, which is a mostly bilingual city. So all of my portfolios are both in French and English within the same version. That's really up to you if you want to do it or not. The next one is still a mandatory drawing. It's a mixed media piece in 2-point perspective, and it's my old studio apartment. This is the other side of the room in color pencil. Both of them are monochromatic because color theory and shading weren't really my strongest suits. Oh, this one's a fun one. It's one of my character design pages. It's the Dust Squad, or L'équipe poussière in French. I still really want to do something with these characters. I personally really like them. Another important thing to add, I believe, is a well-done description of your artwork. These are kind of my jam because I was in university in art history and museology, So if you don't know how to make one, here's how. Easy peasy. First goes the title of the piece. Then you put the date you finished the piece. Then you put the mediums used, and lastly the size. Mine are in inches because, well, Canada. I'm European, so centimeters are easier for me, but the fact that I live in Canada is I just have to put them in inches. If you're anywhere apart from the USA, Canada, I would suggest put them in centimeters if you're applying to other schools or whichever, but if you're here, inches. That's the way it goes. You can also put the place and name of the artist, which would be you, but I don't think both are necessary in a portfolio. This one is part of my personal work. In the four portfolios, I definitely focus more on the technical side of art than the creative side, simply because I hadn't drawn in years, and when I decided to go back to art, I had no recent personal artwork, and it was just less stressful for me to focus on restarting with the basic fundamentals than going straight into imagination and just being overwhelmed. Nevertheless, a creative portfolio beats a technically, in quotes, perfect portfolio, in my opinion, anytime. Personal artwork can absolutely save you if you feel like you don't have strong technical fundamentals, once again, quotes. If I were to redo it, I would have definitely dozed down on the technical drawings and just put more creative assignments and more imaginative art. The next drawing, God, I'm really embarrassed by it, and I did it a few days before the deadline in like an hour, and it's one of the character pages. I don't like it, and I really thought about taking it out of this video entirely, but it completely defeats the purpose of helping you out if I take out my bad artwork. So this is to show you that a bad drawing doesn't mean a refusal, but I don't recommend doing that. It definitely brought down the level of my portfolio. Put your best work in there, please. Don't do this. Alright. This is my character design that looks like a child did it. I'm so embarrassed. Yeah, I was just tired and I was running out of juice, but the same principle applies. Clean presentation, nice description. Oh, well, there's a typo. Even better. This really wasn't my base page. It was done in February 26th, not March 26th. That would have been past the deadline, so well, there you go. I'm sure any of you can do better than that. This is the lowest point in my portfolio, which is why it's in the middle as well. I chose to put all of my best pieces at the beginning of the portfolio and at the end, because generally that's what people remember the most. First impression and last impressions are really important. So that's the way I went about with my portfolio. Next one, childhood memories. This is a pastel drawing. Well, mixed media, mostly pastel. I don't know if you see my pattern here, but pretty much every drawing has a medium put forward. I really explored the show as much as you can do method. Not that that's a method, but I just really wanted to show that I was willing to try a bunch of different mediums and a bunch of different things, which I think is important to be really diverse, especially in your portfolio. You don't want the judges to think you're a one-trick pony. This is my first successful artwork I did with the X-Pen tablet. I personally do not call it a digital painting because it's just simple line work. I was just trying to figure out the tablet, but that's just me. It is part of my personal work, and it's an old drawing from 2018. I mean, to this day, I still really like the minimalist style. Also, a little mention, I know the pages don't line up anymore. That's because my other portfolios had more drawings than the 3D animation one, so don't worry about that. This is just a hand drawing. It's my left hand actually, and it counts as personal work in the 3D portfolio, which is what we're watching now, but it was part of the mandatory drawings for the illustration portfolio at Dawson. It's just a nice drawing to show that I could do anatomy. There's not much to it. A self-portrait! Alright, so this is personal, but I think it's important to add a self-portrait somewhere in there, just to give the panel an idea of what you look like through your own eyes. I have two. My presentation page was my profile, and this is a frontal view. I know I've already been told multiple times that I look like a grandma. Yeah, it's okay, I still love it. Plus it gives me an idea of what I'll look like later in life, so there you go. This is an actual portrait of my grandma. I love this drawing. It was a gift for her, which I still haven't actually sent to her because I like it so much and I'm having trouble parting with it. But yeah, it's just another portrait because I was running out of ideas. I quickly want to clarify something. This is going to be a little bit of a pep talk for perfectionists out there, like I am. I personally love this drawing very much because I have a personal connection to it, but I see tons of flaws, as I do in every single piece I make, and as you probably do in yours. So I just want to tell you that for your portfolio, or for your artwork in general, it's okay if there's flaws. As an artist, you'll never achieve a drawing that is perfect in your eye because you're always improving and getting better. So you're always seeing more flaws and more things to fix, which can very quickly become a vicious circle. And the thing about that, especially for a portfolio, don't obsess over it. Just don't lose your life over it, because you can just not finish your drawing, you can miss a deadline. It's just a really bad habit to have as an artist, whether it's at school or in the industry. So yeah, I just want to let you know that if your drawing or your portfolio is not 100% perfect, that doesn't mean that you can't love it. That doesn't mean you can't show it and be proud of it. And most importantly, it does not mean that you will not get into Dawson. It doesn't mean that you won't get into the school of your dreams or wherever you're applying. Mine wasn't perfect and I still got into the program that I wanted. Alright, pep talk over. Next. Last page. So this is the mandatory sculptor. His name was Boo. Sadly, he didn't survive the drawing process. He lasted just a few hours. It was a whole mess, so I have a lot of advice for you on the sculpture. First, take your pictures the second you finish. You have no idea how happy I was that I did, because Boo started crumbling really badly after. Second, aluminium is your friend. A 6 by 6 inches is quite a big little statue. So aluminium is just a great way to create a thick skeleton for the sculpture and just coat it with clay. If you use wires, you'll need a lot of clay. And personally, I hadn't bought enough, so aluminium was a savior. I just made a huge version of Boo, and then I thickly coated him with clay. Third, tape is not your friend. Not at all. Do not use clear plastic tape. When clay dries, it has a tendency to slide off your fully taped aluminium skeleton. So no tape, well, no clear plastic tape. I don't know about other types of tapes. Lastly, choose something simple to sculpt. No need to overcomplicate things. The judges just want to see you try. I personally had never sculpted with clay before. Just keep it simple. You only have one sculpting class in this whole program, so there's no need to stress over that part of the portfolio. Just try it out and have fun with it. We're done with the portfolio review. If you made it this far, thank you so much. I quickly want to recap before we go everything that I said in the video. So all in all, what the judges are looking for is potential. They want a student that they can form so they can then set it for in the industry, and that student will succeed. So that's their ultimate goal. At first, you really want to show them that you're a diverse artist. So whether you explore with different styles, with different sizes, different methods, mediums, software, whichever it is, you need to show them that you are trying different things and you're not just sticking to one particular thing. That was a lot of things. Secondly, you want to have a nice, clean presentation for your portfolio. You want to look professional. Remember to add a nice description to all of your artwork, and concerning typography, don't go crazy with it. You want something that's easy to read, that it looks clean, and don't go crazy with the fonts, because that won't do you any good. Then remember, creative artwork over technical artwork. When it comes to creative work, you want to think outside of the box. The judges are seeing over hundreds of applicants. You really want to be able to show them something that they'll remember. Think about what makes you different in that department. Have a self-portrait in there, and always put your best work, except if you're in an extreme rush like I was. But I definitely don't recommend that, because if you put artwork that is not at the same level, it'll bring the whole portfolio down. So yeah, your best work, and then put your best work at the beginning and at the end. That's the way I did it, I believe, in first and last impressions. So I think that's a good method to go for. I believe that's all the advice I have for now. I definitely will have more during the demo reel video. But now that you've seen my portfolio, was it the best? No. Was it awful? No. I mean, it did its job, but I believe my demo reel was just much better. It showed more who I was, so that's why I personally think it's important to have a demo reel. It's not necessary, it's not mandatory, but it's a good way to show your personality in a more personal way than just paper, well, in this case PDF on a computer, but you know, paper in a binder. So stay tuned for that. The video will be coming out soon, because I want to make sure you have time to review it and review your portfolio before March 1st. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you so much for making it till the end if you did. Leave a thumbs up if I was able to help you in some way. If I missed anything, feel free to comment it down below. If you have more advice for fellow applicants, please do as well. The 3D animation industry is so small, so let's help each other out. It'll be great. And if I think of anything else, I'll also pin it in the comments or put it in the description. Be good to other people, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye!